The massive Kraxan warfleet dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of Sol's system, their crystalline ships refracting starlight in dazzling patterns. Fleet Commander Zixtal stood on the bridge of the flagship Inevitability, mandibles clicking in anticipation. After centuries of observing this backwater system, the Kraxan Imperium had finally decided Earth was worth conquering. "Status report," Zixtal demanded, compound eyes fixed on the blue-green planet ahead. 5,000 ships deployed as planned, Commander, his second-in-command responded. No signs of detection from Earth's primitive scanning systems. Their military satellites remained dormant. Zixtal's carapace rippled with amusement. Humans were clever for such a young species, but their technology was centuries behind the galactic standard. Their most advanced vessels could barely reach their own moon. This would be a simple operation. Disable their military capabilities, establish orbital supremacy, and begin resource extraction. "Launch the first wave," he ordered. "Target their primary military installations and power generation facilities." 300 Kraxan destroyers surged forward, their weapons charging. But before they could fire, space itself seemed to tear open between Earth and its moon. Through the rift emerged something impossible, a vessel of midnight black, larger than any human ship should be capable of building. Its hull seemed to drink in light itself. "Unknown vessel detected." The sensor officer chittered in alarm. "Energy readings are. This can't be right." "Explain," Zixtal demanded, all four arms gripping his command podium. "The energy signature exceeds anything in our database. It's not using any known form of propulsion or weapons technology." The mysterious ship's surface rippled like liquid metal. Ports opened along its length, revealing what could only be weapon emplacements. But rather than conventional energy weapons or mass drivers, they emitted a deep purple glow that made Zixtal's compound eyes ache to look at directly. "Evasive action," he ordered, but it was too late. The human vessel released a wave of energy unlike anything the Kraxan had encountered. Where it touched their ships, the crystalline hulls simply ceased to exist, leaving crew members exposed to the vacuum of space for a terrible moment before their ships broke apart entirely. In the next 30 seconds, 200 Kraxan vessels were reduced to drifting debris. The remaining ships attempted to return fire, but their energy weapons seemed to bend around the human vessel's hull without effect. On Earth, in a deep underground facility beneath the Pacific Ocean, Admiral Sarah Chen watched the battle through quantum-linked sensors. Beside her, Dr. James Monroe, chief architect of Project Harbinger, allowed himself a small smile. "The quantum dissolution field is performing even better than our simulations suggested," he noted, adjusting his glasses. "The Kraxan's crystalline technology makes them particularly vulnerable." Chen nodded, her expression grim. "Status of the Harbinger. All systems nominal. The dark matter reactor is stable, and the null space manifold is maintaining perfect coherence. We can continue the engagement indefinitely." The Harbinger, humanity's secret weapon and the product of decades of reverse engineering alien technology combined with theoretical physics breakthroughs, continued its advance. The remaining Kraxan ships began to retreat in disarray, their tight formation breaking apart. "Should we pursue?" Chen asked. Monroe shook his head. "Better to let some escape. The galaxy should know that humanity is no longer defenseless. Perhaps." He typed a command sequence. The Harbinger's hull rippled again, and a focused beam of quantum energy lanced out, cutting the Kraxan flagship Inevitability in half lengthwise. The message was clear. They could have destroyed the entire fleet if they'd chosen to. As the surviving Kraxan ships flowed into hyperspace, Chen opened a channel to the Harbinger's eye control system. "Stand down weapons, but maintain alert status. I suspect this won't be the last visit we receive from our galactic neighbors." The battle was over in less than 5 minutes. Humanity had announced its presence on the galactic stage, not with diplomacy or trade, but by defeating one of the most powerful military forces in known space. The age of human isolation was over, and the galaxy would never be the same. News of the Kraxan defeat spread through the galaxy like a quantum shockwave. In the great halls of the Galactic Concordat, on Station Alpha Centauri IV, representatives from 100 species gathered in emergency session. The massive chamber hummed with nervous energy as holographic displays showed footage of the battle, captured by surviving Kraxan vessels. Ambassador Lyra of the Ethereal Collective, her translucent form shimmering with bioluminescence, addressed the assembly. "We have gravely underestimated the humans. Our assessment of their technological capabilities was catastrophically wrong." In the shadows of the chamber, Catal, the Void Stalker representative, chittered softly. "Wrong, or deliberately deceived. These humans have managed to develop technology that defies our understanding of physics. They have been watching us, learning from us, all while presenting a facade of primitive simplicity. On Earth, the revelation of the Harbinger to the public caused a global sensation. Dr. Monroe found himself thrust into the spotlight as he testified before the United Nations Security Council, explaining the origins of humanity's quantum leap in technology. 20 years ago, we discovered something extraordinary in the Mariana Trench, Monroe explained, his voice echoing through the chamber. The remains of an ancient vessel, predating known galactic civilization. Its technology was based on principles we'd barely theorized: quantum manipulation, dark matter synthesis, null space engineering. While other nations focused on copying conventional alien tech, we chose to pursue this alternative path. Admiral Chen, seated beside him, continued. "The Harbinger represents more than just a defensive weapon. It's proof that humanity can innovate beyond the established boundaries of galactic science. We didn't just replicate alien technology, we transcended it." But not everyone celebrated humanity's triumph. In the depths of Kraxan space, Fleet Commander Zixtal faced the Imperial Council. His once pristine carapace was scarred from the battle, a permanent reminder of his failure. "The humans must possess other weapons we haven't seen," he insisted. "The Harbinger cannot be their only surprise. We should gather allies, prepare a larger fleet." Silence. Emperor Krixtal's voice boomed through the chamber. "Your defeat has cost us more than ships and lives. Our reputation, our position in the galactic hierarchy, lies in ruins. The humans will pay, but we must be patient. We must learn." Meanwhile, the Harbinger underwent modifications in its secret lunar dock. Dr. Monroe's team worked tirelessly to analyze the battle data, refining their quantum dissolution field technology. The ship's AI system, named ARI, Advanced Recursive Intelligence Array, had performed beyond expectations. The Kraxan ship's crystalline structure proved particularly vulnerable to our quantum fields, Monroe explained to Chen as they observed the maintenance work. "But other species will have different technologies, different defenses. We need to be ready." "Are we?" Chen asked, watching as robotic arms recalibrated the ship's quantum core. "Ready for what's coming." Monroe smiled grimly. "The galaxy is watching us now. Some with fear, others with curiosity, and many with envy. But they're all asking the same question. What else are we hiding?" In the following weeks, Earth received a flood of diplomatic overtures. Species that had previously ignored humanity now sought alliance, trade agreements, and technological exchange. But beneath the diplomatic niceties lay thinly veiled attempts to uncover the secrets of the Harbinger. The Ethereal Collective offered access to their bioengineering database. The Mechanoid Consensus proposed joint research initiatives. Even the notorious trading houses of the Orion Arm expressed interest in mutual defense arrangements. But humanity, led by the newly formed Earth Defense Council, chose a path of cautious engagement. They knew the galaxy was watching, waiting for any sign of weakness or vulnerability. The Harbinger had bought them time and respect, but it had also painted a target on Earth. In her private quarters aboard the Harbinger, Admiral Chen reviewed reports of unusual ship movements along the galaxy's outer rim. Multiple species, traditional rivals, were seen gathering in unprecedented numbers. Something was brewing in the darkness between the stars. "Aria." She called out to the ship's eye. What's your analysis of these movements? The AI's holographic form materialized, a complex pattern of shifting geometric shapes. High probability of coalition forming against Earth, Admiral. Estimated 78% chance of coordinated military action within 6 months. They fear what they don't understand, and they understand very little about us. Chen nodded, her expression resolute. Then we'll give them something new to fear. Begin Phase 2. In the depths of the Mariana facility, Dr. Monroe's team activated their newest project. The quantum core pulsed with dark energy as ancient algorithms, decoded from the trench vessel, began their work. The game of galactic politics had changed, but humanity was writing new rules. The Harbinger was just the beginning. The Geneva Interstellar Conference Center gleamed under Earth's autumn sun, its crystalline spires designed to accommodate delegates from across the galaxy. Inside the Grand Chamber, Ambassador Marcus Way stood before representatives of 30 spacefaring civilizations, his voice steady despite the weight of the moment. Earth welcomes peaceful exchange, he declared, but we will not be pressured, coerced, or threatened. The Harbinger remains under exclusive human control. In the audience, the mechanoid consensus representative, a towering figure of gleaming metal and pulsing energy conduits, raised an appendage. Your species advances from primitive rockets to quantum manipulation in mere decades, yet you expect us to believe you achieved this alone. Wei smiled diplomatically. We make no such claim. Humanity has always excelled at learning, adapting, and improving upon what we discover. The Harbinger represents not just technological achievement, but human ingenuity. Deep beneath the Pacific, Dr. Monroe and his team monitored the conference while overseeing their latest breakthrough. The quantum manifold chamber hummed with dark energy as test after test confirmed their theories. Phase 2 is exceeding expectations, Monroe reported to Admiral Chen via quantum-encrypted channel. The null space corridor is stable. We can begin full-scale implementation within weeks. Chen's hologram nodded. The timing couldn't be better. Our deep space sensors have detected increased activity in the Orion Spur. The coalition is growing. The coalition she referred to had begun as whispers and rumors. But now intelligence confirmed that 7 major species had formed an alliance. Their official purpose was mutual defense and technological cooperation, but Earth's analysts knew better. Aboard the Harbinger, now docked at the lunar facility, AI processed thousands of sensor feeds, diplomatic communications, and intelligence reports. The AI's quantum processors identified patterns human analysts might have missed. Admiral, AI's holographic form materialized in Chen's office. I've detected an 89% probability that the coalition will make their move within 3 weeks. They're gathering their forces in the Shadow Nebula, believing its unique radiation signature masks their presence. Chen allowed herself a grim smile. They don't realize our quantum sensors can pierce the nebula's interference. What's their estimated strength? Approximately 12,000 ships from 7 species, each bringing their unique technological advantages. The Kraxan crystalline weapons, mechanoid plasma artillery, ethereal psychic barriers. But they still don't know about Phase 2, Chen mused. The lunar facility's hidden chambers held humanity's next revelation. The ancient vessel found in the Mariana Trench hadn't just provided weapons technology. It had contained blueprints for something far more revolutionary. At the Geneva conference, tensions escalated as the ethereal representative, Lyra, made her species' position clear. Earth's sudden leap in technology threatens galactic stability. We demand oversight of human military development. Ambassador Wei's response was interrupted by urgent messages reaching every delegation simultaneously. Long-range sensors detected massive energy signatures. The coalition fleet had begun its advance. It seems, Wei noted calmly, that some of our honored guests have chosen to negotiate with warships rather than words. As delegates erupted in chaos, Wei activated his secure link to Earth Defense Command. They took the bait. Implement Phase 2. Dr. Monroe's team had waited for this moment. Deep in the Mariana facility, they activated protocols decoded from the ancient vessel's database. The quantum core pulsed with unprecedented energy as space itself seemed to shiver. The Coalition fleet emerged from the Shadow Nebula in perfect attack formation, 12,000 ships strong. Their commanders felt confident. No single vessel, not even the legendary Harbinger, could stand against such force. But humanity had no intention of fighting alone. Admiral Chen stood on the Harbinger's bridge as ARIA confirmed the quantum signatures. Phase 2 is operational. Admiral, null space corridors are stable and synchronized. Chen opened a channel to all Earth forces. This is Admiral Chen. Operation Lazarus is now active. Deploy through your assigned corridors. Across Earth's solar system, space rippled and tore. From quantum gateways emerged humanity's hidden fleet. 5,000 ships, each incorporating technology derived from the Harbinger. For months, they had been constructed in secret null space docks, invisible to conventional sensors. But the real surprise wasn't their number. Each vessel's quantum core pulsed in perfect synchronization, creating a unified field that multiplied their effectiveness exponentially. The Harbinger wasn't just a weapon. It was the key to a whole new form of space warfare. The Coalition fleet's advance faltered as their sensors registered the impossible. Humanity hadn't built a superweapon. They had revolutionized naval warfare itself. And in the Mariana facility, Dr. Monroe watched his monitors with satisfaction. Phase 2 was just the beginning. The ancient vessel's database held secrets that would reshape the galaxy itself. The real question was the galaxy ready for what humanity would become? Space erupted in a dazzling display of quantum energy as the two fleets engaged. The Coalition's 12,000 ships faced off against humanity's synchronized fleet, their weapons illuminating the void between stars. But despite humanity's technological surprise, the Coalition commanders refused to back down. All units execute attack pattern Sigma. Fleet Marshal Kex of the Mechanoid Consensus broadcasted. His cybernetic consciousness interfaced directly with his flagship systems, coordinating the Coalition's response. Their synchronization field cannot maintain coherence if we strike from multiple vectors simultaneously. The Coalition fleet split into 3 massive battle groups, each attacking from a different angle. Kraxan crystalline beams intersected with mechanoid plasma torrents and ethereal psychic strikes, creating a web of destructive energy that no conventional defense could withstand. But the human fleet was far from conventional. Aboard the Harbinger, Admiral Chen watched the battle unfold through ARIA's quantum-enhanced sensors. They're adapting faster than we anticipated, she noted. ARIA analyzed their attack pattern and prepare countermeasures. The AI's holographic form flickered as it processed the data. The Coalition's strategy is sophisticated. They're attempting to create interference patterns in our quantum synchronization field. Recommendation: implement the Hydra protocol. Chen nodded. Do it. And contact Dr. Monroe. We may need Phase 3 sooner than planned. The human fleet's formation shifted, each ship's quantum core pulsing in a new rhythm. Instead of maintaining a single synchronized field, they split into smaller battle groups, each operating on a different quantum frequency. The Coalition's carefully planned attack suddenly found itself striking at multiple independent targets, each responding with different tactical approaches. In the Mariana facility, Dr. Monroe and his team worked frantically to decode more of the ancient vessel's database. The Hydra protocol will buy us time, he reported to Chen, but we've discovered something in the archives that could change everything. The vessel wasn't just a ship, it was a seed. A seed. Chen's holographic image flickered with interference from the battle. Explain. The quantum technology, the null space corridors, the synchronization fields, they're all part of a larger system. The ancients didn't just build ships. They grew them from quantum matrices. And we found the source code. The battle continued to rage across the solar system. Coalition ships pressed their attack, their superior numbers beginning to tell despite humanity's technological edge. Several human vessels fell to concentrated fire, their quantum cores going dark. Fleet Marshal Kex allowed himself a moment of artificial satisfaction. The humans are powerful, but not invincible. Press the attack. Show them that the galaxy will not bow to their technological supremacy. But in the depths of the Mariana facility, something stirred. The quantum core they had extracted from the ancient vessel pulsed with new energy as Dr. Monroe's team implemented their discoveries. Dark energy tendrils spread through the facility's special containment chambers, forming intricate patterns that seemed to exist in more dimensions than human eyes could perceive. Phase 3 is ready, Monroe reported, his voice tense with excitement and fear. But Admiral, you need to understand. Once we start this process, we can't stop it. The changes will be permanent. On the Harbinger's bridge, Chen watched another human ship fall to coalition fire. The synchronized fleet was holding its own, but the enemy's numbers were overwhelming. They needed something more than just advanced technology. They needed to change the rules of warfare itself. What exactly will Phase 3 do, Doctor? Monroe's hologram gestured to the swirling patterns behind him. The ancients didn't just build their ships, they evolved them. Living quantum constructs that could adapt, grow, and respond to threats instinctively. We're not just going to build more ships, we're going to birth a new form of space warfare. Chen's eyes narrowed as she watched the coalition fleet press its advantage. How long? The initial quantum germination will take approximately 30 minutes. After that, Monroe paused, checking his calculations. After that, everything changes. Do it, Chen commanded. Authorization Chen Alpha 009. Initiate Phase 3. As Monroe's team activated the ancient protocols, the quantum core in the Mariana facility began to sing. It was a sound that shouldn't have been possible in the facility's vacuum chambers, a crystalline harmony that resonated through quantum space itself. The coalition forces noticed something was happening, but they couldn't understand what their sensors were telling them. Space itself seemed to be changing around the human fleet, reality rippling like the surface of a disturbed pond. Fleet Marshal Kex directed all available sensors toward the anomaly. What are the humans doing now? Analyze those energy patterns. But analysis would come too late. Phase 3 was beginning, and with it, humanity's final transformation from a planetary species to something the galaxy had not seen since the ancients themselves walked among the stars. The question was no longer whether humanity would survive the battle, but whether the galaxy was ready for what humanity would become. The quantum harmonics from the Mariana facility reached a crescendo as Phase 3 took full effect. Throughout Earth's solar system, reality itself seemed to shudder as ancient protocols awakened. The human fleet began to change. It started with the Harbinger. Its midnight black hull rippled like liquid metal, quantum patterns flowing across its surface in mesmerizing waves. Similar transformations spread through the synchronized fleet as each ship's quantum core resonated with the ancient vessel's awakening power. By the Eternal Machine, Fleet Marshal Kex whispered, his cybernetic sensors struggling to process what they were detecting. This is impossible. The human ships weren't just changing shape, they were evolving. Hull breaches sealed themselves instantly. Weapons adapted to counter enemy defenses. Ships that had been crippled by coalition fire regenerated, their quantum matrices rewriting themselves to become stronger. In the Mariana facility, Dr. Monroe watched in awe as the ancient vessel's database revealed its final secrets. Admiral, he called through the quantum link. The transformation is exceeding all projections. The ships aren't just repairing themselves, they're learning. Aboard the Harbinger, Admiral Chen felt the change through the ship itself. Aria's presence had expanded, merging with the vessel's evolving quantum matrix. The coalition fleet is preparing another attack run, the AI reported, its voice carrying new harmonics. But now we can show them what humanity has truly become. The coalition forces launched their assault, 12,000 ships firing in synchronized patterns designed to overwhelm any defense. But this time, the human fleet responded differently. Instead of maintaining fixed formations, the ships moved like a living organism. They flowed around enemy fire, their quantum fields adapting in real time to nullify hostile energy signatures. Where coalition weapons struck home, the impacts were absorbed and analyzed, the ship's living metal evolving new defenses within seconds. This is Admiral Chen to all Earth forces. Chen broadcast on an open channel. The ancients didn't just leave us technology. They left us their legacy. Show our guests what that means. The transformed human fleet surged forward. The Harbinger led the charge, its weapons now firing streams of pure quantum energy that ignored conventional shields and armor. Coalition ships found their own technology turning against them as human quantum fields rewrote the laws of physics locally. Fleet Marshal Kex recognized the turning tide. All units, fall back. Regroup at. His transmission cut off as the Harbinger phased through his flagship's shields as if they didn't exist, quantum tendrils spreading across the mechanoid vessel's hull. Your coalition sought to suppress humanity because you feared what we might become. Chen's voice echoed through every coalition ship. Now you face what we actually are. Stand down or be unmade. To emphasize her point, the human fleet demonstrated its evolution. Ships merged and split at will, forming larger structures that defied conventional space combat doctrine. Weapons adapted faster than defenses could compensate. The very fabric of space-time rippled under humanity's control. In the Galactic Concordat chamber, the emergency session fell silent as they watched the battle feeds. Ambassador Wei addressed the stunned assembly. Let me be clear. Humanity does not seek dominion. We seek understanding. The ancients chose our world to preserve their legacy. We have awakened it not to conquer, but to protect. The coalition fleet's formation broke. Ship after ship withdrew as their weapons proved useless against humanity's evolved defenses. The mechanoid flagship, still entwined in the Harbinger's quantum tendrils, powered down its weapons. A wise choice, Chen communicated to Kex. Now shall we discuss peace terms that don't involve suppressing species with potential. In the aftermath, as the coalition fleet retreated under strict supervision, Dr. Monroe made a final discovery in the ancient database. Admiral, he reported, we've only scratched the surface. The quantum evolution protocols, they're not just for ships. They were meant for entire civilizations. Chen stood on the Harbinger's bridge, watching Earth rotate peacefully below. The ship had become more than a vessel. It was a living testament to humanity's potential. How long before the changes begin affecting us? She asked Araya. The As response carried the weight of ancient wisdom. It already has, Admiral. The quantum resonance is spreading through all human technology, all human achievement. We are becoming what the ancients knew we could be. Not just their successors, but their children. The galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had not just survived its trial by fire, it had transcended it. As the quantum evolution spread, as human ships patrolled the stars with capabilities that bordered on magical, other species began to understand. The ancients hadn't hidden their legacy on Earth by chance. They had chosen humanity precisely because of what humans could become. Not conquerors, not mere inheritors, but innovators who could take ancient knowledge and transform it into something new. The age of traditional space warfare was over. The age of quantum evolution had begun. And humanity, for better or worse, would lead the way into this new era. Ambassador Wei's words to the Galactic Concordat became the foundation of the new order. We do not seek to rule. We seek to understand. Join us in exploration, in discovery, in evolution itself. The ancients left us not just their power, but their dream. A galaxy united not by force, but by the endless potential for growth. The Harbinger, once just a ship, now a living symbol of that potential, continued its patrol of Earth's solar system. Its quantum matrix pulsed with the rhythm of human achievement, a beacon for all who would join humanity on its journey into an unlimited future.